Hey everyone, thanks for tuning in. I'm Jenny. Now, make sure that in order to get these live contents and contents of my weekly Cosmic Vibe series, that you subscribe to my channel. And for those of you who are paying attention and have subscribed to my channel, you know that we are live right now and I'm going to be offering some clairvoyant psychic readings. Now, how would you know that? Only if you've subscribed to my channel and following me on Instagram under Jeni Ji Cousins. Then you're going to be here and present and you can ask me a question. So, for those of you who are just joining in or just tuning in or coming across the channel here, make sure that whenever you're asking me a question, to ask me a specific question. Like, don't say, so what do you see? Don't do that, because if you want your question specifically answered for whatever it is you want to know, be very specific, and then I will know how to answer you back and what you're really going after and wanting to hear. And also let me know what zodiac sign you are. So if you are like a Sagittarius, if you're like a Virgo, a Leo, Aquarius, Capricorn, whoever, let me know. Let me know because I keep track of that. I'm curious because especially right now, this is a super time. We are entering into December. Like December literally has two new moons and a full moon. So it's a huge month. First of all, why I personally like December is its higher consciousness. I mean, I channel and connect with the Christ consciousness myself. So December for me, the vibration raises higher, the energy goes higher, and I start going into deep trances and starting to get information. So I normally do my prediction videos in December for what I see coming up for the next year, because I literally go into trances and I go in really deep and I never know what messages are going to come through from the universe, the spirit world. And whenever I do that, I just take note, I journal down, and then I will do a video. So if you even go back to watch my prediction video that I did, I think it came out December 2023 or maybe January 2024, I don't remember. But you will already see that what I have predicted has happened or is happening right now. So it gives you kind of that opportunity to say, okay, how is my year going to go? There's certain events, of course, that are going to happen. However, you do have control of your life. I've had people ask me, well, Jenny, I've seen this and I've felt that. And, so I feel I have to go that direction because that's what I was showing or that's what's happening, so I guess that's my destiny. Well, you know what, you guys, I have changed my destiny so many times, so many times. Well, how do you do that, Jenny? The reason why and how is you have the will with your intention of what direction you want to gravitate towards. Now, but I wanted to do this. Still write down your goals, still write down your dreams of what you want to change, what you want to manifest. Now is the perfect time using your intention of what do you want? Like, what do you truly want to change? What goals do you have? I mean, I do my vision board and I put things on. I don't put dates of to when or how. I put short-term goals, long-term goals. And as I looked back, actually, not long ago, I've actually accomplished some really big goals, long-term goals. Long-term goals, they take longer. Short-term goals can be something simple as signing up for a class. So it's like, well, I want to join a yoga class. There you go. That's like a short-term goal. So long-term goals are something that takes time, of course. So this is really, really important, especially now using your intention from your heart and your soul with what you truly, truly want to manifest. You have to be very specific. Oh, Jeni, I have that in my mind. You know what? Your mind is like a hamster wheel at times. When you start writing it down on paper, or putting it up there on your computer or whatever like that, the universe then looks at you are physically then starting to manifest. So they're like, okay, what do you want? What direction? I've recently moved myself for all of you who have been watching my channel. How long have I been saying I'm wanting to move? I've literally packed up 3 times. I've literally unpacked 3 times. This came up last second exactly where I wanted to move to, and it just happened. So yes, I moved. Thank God. Doesn't mean I'm going to be here forever. I could change my mind next year again and say, you know what, now I want to go in that direction. Why is that? Because you can rewrite your story at any time when you're ready. So I'm just going to start, answering some questions here. We got some people already. And again, I want to remind you guys to please be very specific with your question, with what you want to know. And let me know if you're a Leo, Virgo, Sagittarius, like what sign you are. Okay. Because I like to keep track of that for reasons, actually. Okay. So we have Izzy, Aquarius. Oh gosh, Aquarius. Actually, by the way, before I, start doing some readings here, if you guys reflect back to November the 19th, if you can remember, go back and even watch my Cosmic Vibes videos because I talk about what's happening every day. That day specifically, you very well could have felt a shift, like a really big shift, because Pluto went into Aquarius and that shakes things up for the good, the bad, and the ugly. Depends on what you want. You've seen a lot of truth come out. You've seen a lot of like bullshit being exposed. And you're like, you know what? I don't want to be here anymore. I want to change this or that. How many of you felt really different? So especially just Aquarius here, as I'm seeing that, that's why I wanted to bring it up. So certain situations could have ended if it was job or relationship. If you were living, like I was moving, of course, yay, right? So anyways, Izzy, I'm dealing with some legal issues and it's been dragging out for years. This is very karmic, by the way, Izzy. I'm wondering if you have any insights into when all of this will end and is it worth for me to continue? Well, see, this is when you really have to take a look at everything. We are in Mercury retrograde right now as well, which gives you that time to reflect back on things. Like I will reflect back onto what's not working, like what is just not working anymore. Do I need to make some changes on this or my path or with the person or situation. So when you are in like a legal situation that's been dragging on for quite some time, ask yourself this, Izzy, what is it that you truly want from it? Because the longer you progress anything legally, who wins out of this? The lawyers do. Why is that? Because they don't care if your issue is resolved today or in the next 100 years, because they're getting paid. They're getting paid no matter what decision you make. So, depending on what you want to do with this, that's what I'm saying. I would take this time and do some real soul searching and ask yourself what it is that you truly, truly, truly want from this. When something's been dragging out for years, there's a lot of karma involved with that. And that does go back into once upon a time ago another lifetime, Izzy. So this is why this is really coming to a standstill. And it's just going to continue on and on and on, to be very bluntly. So things could really, you very well, what is this, November? So December, January. You very well, even by springtime, could be like, you know what, I just want to negotiate this. I want to resolve this. I want to settle this. Because if you don't take that stand forward, it's just going to continue on and on and on, right? So I get it. Believe me, I get it. There's certain things that I go after the throat with someone with. I don't, stand up for certain things. And there's other things that I'm like, you know what? Karma will play itself out. There's other things you can change and all of these things that you can do. So you have to always do what feels right for you, but legally, especially when it's been dragging out for years, you got to do some soul searching on this. Like you really, really do. Because the other situation that you're going after, it's very old, it's very karmic. There's like not a lot of room right now to jiggle things around, but you want to see and make that kind of, okay, where am I okay with that? I mean, I could talk a lot more about that, but this is really, really personal. So just so you guys know, when something is really personal, let's say, there's certain things that I will purposely hang out with. There's certain things that I won't talk about because I don't want to embarrass you. I don't want to, especially because we're live here on social media. This video here could go anywhere. Anybody could see this, right? So there's certain things I won't talk about specifically. That's one of them because it's a legal situation and a legal matter, Izzy. So you can always book a private reading with me to get a lot more insights into that if you choose to do so. Soulworkwithjeni.com. But just give it a lot more thought. Start writing down the positive aspects of it and the negative aspects with it. See where you're at, number one. Okay. Um, so it could go on and on and on. Like it really could. Kate, Capricorn. Legacy, my neighbor's cat. I'm sorry if I'm pronouncing that wrong. Went missing for a week. Will we find him? Will he be okay? I'm really hearing that this cat is like on his walkabout, is like, right? You know how sometimes we're like, you know what, I got to get out of here. I'm feeling stagnant, or I'm just need a change. So I literally hear that the cat is still roaming around. The cat is still alive. He's on his own little venture of its own. He's on his little adventure. So he's okay. Like he's okay. I hear the number 10 for some reason, so I don't know if you will, come across him within the next 3 days. If it's been a week, 7 days, I keep seeing the number 10. Maybe he'll come back on the 10th of December. Maybe he'll come back within 3 more days. But he's on his own little adventure, and there's someone he's met along the way as well. So he's just like, you know what? I don't want to be restricted anymore. I don't want to kind of be stagnant anymore. So he's on his own little adventure. So 10 more days from now, December 10th, I keep seeing the number 10. So just, like hang in there, hang in there. So Gina, can I get a reading on my career? I made a move from corporate America to teaching. Money not as good, trying to get the money back to what I was making. No, I understand that, Gina. And what I'm really hearing right now is, you know what, like even myself, once upon a time ago, I used to run corporations. I used to run companies many years ago, really good money I made. And then I'm like, you know what? I really need to be myself. I really need to listen to what I'm really passionate about. You know, like doing my readings, even if I had millions of dollars, I would still be doing my readings because that's just who I am. That's my soul's calling and purpose and so on. So when you start following and pursuing what you're passionate about, what you truly, truly are drawn to do, you will find that new opportunities will even open up from that and expand. If you want to go back to the corporate world, and work those hours and live that life, you will make more money. However, you're going to see the rewards with your teaching opportunities right now, Gina. It's like, yeah, gosh, I wish, I could make, like all of this money. And so you have to ask yourself, what's more important to you? Is it money? Or are you going to be more happy? Are you going to be working better hours? Are you going to be feeling that you're more in service, truly helping other people and teaching them and so on and so on and so on? And our rewards from the universe can come in different ways. So that old saying of whenever we close doors, a new one opens up. Whenever you feel that, wow, I lost all of this money from doing this or doing that or leaving my job, it comes back to you in different ways. It does. Believe me, I could give you so many examples of that. When you believe in what you're doing, you could get even other teaching jobs coming you, offering more money. You might even be like, you know what? I also could create a side business tutoring and teaching other people and create a new business on the side and expand. So I do hear that, money will balance out for you. Yes. You're making like $10,000 a month, just as an example, um, you know, on your other career, and you're now doing something that you're more passionate about, it will come together. You're just starting something new. If I created a new business today, let's say, or joined a new job today, it takes time. It takes time learning everything. It takes time getting comfortable with everything. It takes time to do this and this and this and that. But when you're doing your passion, what you're really passionate about, you will see those rewards coming in. You really will. So yes, you are on the right path, Gina. You have to let the materialistic part of money go. I get it. We all need money to survive. I mean, I'm 100% self-employed. I completely get that. Completely. It's only just myself. I don't have people handing out money. No, I get that 100%. So follow your passion. You'll see new doors opening. And of course, for every old door you close, new doors open up. You have to trust that process. You really do. Like things are really going to expand for you. Like 2025 could be a really good year for you, Gina, right? Capricorn, my name is Jen, December 30th. I was wondering if you see someone named Jamie reconnecting with me anytime soon. He is coming. Jen, to be really blunt with you, I'm really hearing that Jamie is just really, really, really focused on Jamie. Jamie is very, very focused on his career. He's all about getting stability, financial security, being very more engulfed in his career and so on and so on and so on. I mean, you might reconnect with Jamie at another time. Do I see that coming together as being your person in marriage? No, I don't, to be blunt. I literally hear that, there is a connection. Every now and then Jamie might think of you too, but I'm really seeing that he's just so, so, so focused on his career right now, more than anything and anything and anything. However, I do see someone new coming in for you instead. I really do. It's like, why don't you reach out and say, hey, Jamie, how's it going? We do have different opportunities right now, being Mercury retrograde. How many of you have heard from people from your past or bumped into somebody from your past? Or maybe you're like, I'm actually going to go reach out to my friend or this person. All of a sudden, I'm just feeling that calling to say hi or to, hey, let's get together. So this is what happens. We can have a lot of different people in our life. We can have crushes on many different people and such like that. However, it doesn't mean that they're our person. But it seriously doesn't mean. I would start writing down, Jen, what qualities are you looking for? Like what qualities are you wanting in a relationship? And be very, very specific, very specific. Do you want somebody who's wants commitment, who is faithful? Do you want somebody that you want a marriage with, or you got to be very, 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 very specific, because we can attract anybody at any given time. Like I even had one of my exes come back, reach out to me not too long ago, and I'm like, oh my God, it's been years since I heard from him, but I already knew what he wanted, and I just walked away from it, right? I mean, I can read people very easily, right? But it's just, you have to be very specific and know exactly what you want. We can be attracted to someone and say, wow, that guy's really hot, you know. However, it doesn't mean that's our person. It doesn't mean anything. We're going to be with them. So reach out to him. We have Christmas coming up. We have holidays. When's Jamie's birthday? You can reach out to Jamie during the holidays. You could even send Jamie a message. Hey, Jamie, you know what? You've been on my mind, for some reason. And I just wanted to reach out and see how you're doing. You know, you can do that on holidays. You can do that now. You can do it at any time. So I would. Why not? Right? And he could be like, oh wow, it's, this is what's going on. I've been really super busy with my work and such like that, and so on, is what I'm hearing with him, by the way. But I do see somebody new coming for you. Michelle, Horace. Will 2025 see successful sale of my art and jewelry? Will I recover fully from lymphoma? Michelle, what I keep on hearing for you right away is acupuncture. I'm hearing a lot of healing, natural modalities coming in for you with your wellness. It's almost like there's, we all get different toxins in our body. Oh, but Jeni, I eat clean. We can get toxins in our body from being stressed, by the way. So that's how easy toxins can come into our body. But I keep on hearing, Michelle, that there are toxins in your body. I'm literally hearing you need to add in some like sea minerals, if it's drinking or taking some type of spirulina or chlorella, sea mineral supplements, if it's supplements or if it's powder, you can add that into smoothies. It's changing your diet more so is what I'm hearing. And you're going to start to feel better. You're going to start to feel differently. I mean, doctors can give us, hey, here's a prescription. There you go. However, our healing comes from within first, because our healing method is from where our thoughts are at. If somebody diagnosed you with something, oh my God, I'm sick, or oh my God, I'm gonna, whatever it is, you can create that to happen even more and more and more. However, it's like, I am healing, I have healed. Start making changes and routines in your diet. Like you need detoxes and stuff like that. So that's why it's like with different, like, organic, especially organic sea minerals more so, is really, really important to flush things out. Right. Like I take just one of the things, I take a few things, but one of the things I take, it's called veggie grains. So it's like a powder, there's different flavors, and I add water into it, and I drink it down, and it has a lot of different sea minerals in it. It has like certain veggies and natural ingredients and stuff like that. I take that every day, and I have chlorella, I have spirulina, and just certain things like that as well. It helps the body going even stronger. So it's more important, for you to really focus on that right now. And once you start feeling better, you are going to be able to start, selling things. And, because I'm seeing a market, like I would start doing your short-term goals, your long-term goals as well for your career, for what you want to happen, for what you want to manifest, and so on and so on. Take a look at, have you presented your work at markets? Especially, with the holiday season, you can go to different fairs or places wherever people have like a table there and they're selling items. You got to start somewhere. Do you have like a social media page where you're selling things? Like really take a look at, where can I get myself out there? Social media, you can advertise for free, for goodness sakes. So when you start implementing and making these little changes can implement into huge opportunities. Like I have opportunities coming to me all the time. Some of them I turn down. I'm like, you know what? I'm very grateful. Thank you. However, it doesn't feel right for me at all, but I appreciate you reaching out. Where some other opportunities, I'm like, yeah, let's do this. It feels right. So it's really important to start looking out there. Spirit, I'm open to new opportunities, that are best for my higher self and highest growth and purpose and so on. I'm surrendering this and leaving this up to you. And I'm trusting the process that we are gravitating towards and moving towards. And if you do watch my Cosmic Vibe series, I talk about what days specifically, every single day, are the highest content to manifest, certain days when to not do this, certain days when to take advantage of this, and so on and so on and so on. So if you watch the videos right even towards the end, you're going to get a lot more information as well, by the way. So I hope that gives you a little insight. I never know what comes out from the spirit world. Francesca. I've always liked that name, Francesca, by the way. Sagittarius. When will Scott break no contact? Break. Oh, so you haven't heard from Scott? Is that what it is? Actually, Francesca, to be very blunt with you, if I let him go, let him be the one to. Scott lives in a dream world. Scott lives in a dream world for himself. It's like when he's not getting things going his way, he has a tantrum. He has a lot of these the little boy in him, that dream world, that wish he wants, and that child who has that tantrum because he can't get what he wants. So he just, he just blocks somebody, or he just runs away, or this or this or that. I am hearing loudly that is not your person, to be very blunt, very blunt, unless you do what he tells you to do. Well, this is what I want you to do, and this is what I expect. Is that what you want? Reflect back onto your time with Scott. Not the good parts, however, the parts that weren't working, the parts that you were struggling with, because I am literally hearing there's no change in him. And if you really want to be with him, you have to do what he says pretty much, or live up to his standards. So I'm just saying to be really, really careful, because I'm also hearing that there's somebody new coming in for you as well, by the way. So I hope that gives you some type of clarity. Scott can be forgiving, yes, if you want to reach out to him, but as long as you're the one bowing down to him and apologizing, and I know how painful it can be whenever, we have our person that ignores us or blocks us or all of those kinds of things. And that's when you have to take that step back and see your worth. See your worth. Like why is this happening? Number one, be honest with yourself. Number one, reflect back on the relationship. Number one, and really look at the reality and the truth within. Because when you do that, the truth can hurt. Scott does, he has a lot of good qualities about him as well. He can be very caring and loving and all of those things. Yes, 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 yes. However, there's some other issues there. So just be really, really careful first. I'm just saying, what you want, what you don't want as well. And I'm actually going to just shuffle a couple of cards. I'm clairvoyant. I don't use cards, but I did put a couple of decks beside me actually on purpose. So I'm also going to ask the universe, what is the message for Francesca? What is the message for Francesca about Scott? So one of my decks here, what is the message from the spirit world for Francesca? Francesca, I'm sorry. Let's find out. Let's find out. Okay, so now the card that fell out, coincidentally, is unrequited love. There's not enough attraction or chemistry to keep this relationship going. So it doesn't mean that it's the chemistry, the attraction part, can be the qualities. So, how I was talking about what are you truly wanting? Like really, really look back onto your relationship to see what was working, what was not working. Like whenever there's, attraction, we could be physically attracted to somebody. However, what are you attracted to about Scott? Is it his heart? Is it his soul? Is it his money? Is it this? Is it this? Is it that? I'm just saying. Okay, so what a perfect card to fall out. So I hope that gives you a little, I can give you guys a lot more details, like I'm saying, right? You can book a private reading with me. Um, Tanita, Tainita, it's a Gemini, would love a message for boyfriend or dad in spirit. Um, what is the message for Tainita? What is the message for Tainita? Travels. I'm hearing travels for you right away, Tainita. I'm hearing like I'm literally seeing like the beach and the water. I'm literally hearing you need to go on adventures. You need to really start focusing on yourself and believing in yourself. Like this was really loud. Like you need to really, really believe in yourself. Girl, you need to believe in yourself. Very, very specifically. So, again, it's really taking a look at letting past situations go, learning from past situations. Excuse me. There's somebody else around you that's coming to really soon, really soon. So I'm going to also pull a couple of cards for you, or pull a card for you too, since I'm on the card mode, card generation. So what is also the message here for Tanita? From boyfriend or dad in spirit. I'm seeing a wedding dress. Literally seen a wedding dress coming through. Like there's a couple of cards that fell over, but let's just hear what we need to see. What's the message for Tanita? What is the message? Oh my gosh, look at this. Look at this. Too many, too many. What's the message for Tanita? What is the message for Tanita? What is the message for Tanita? The beach and the water is what I keep hearing, Tanita. Tanita. I'm also hearing money's coming in for you. Really, really good money coming in when you start believing in yourself. And the card that fell over here is nature spirits, which is the fairies and the elves and the rock formations. You know how I said water, seeing the beach, like right there, if you can see, is like a waterfall. And look at behind me. See, there's that waterfall. The water for you, adventurous, being adventurous. And I'm seeing that wedding dress, also seeing a wedding dress. So really be open, really reflect on the past as well. I'm hearing they want you to move into new beginnings. You very well could travel somewhere and meet somebody too, by the way. Maybe it's at the beach, maybe it's at the water. I'm liking that. Really liking that. Laura, Sagittarius, are my suspicions about my boyfriend accurate? Okay, so what I'm really hearing, Laura, right away is he very well might not be completely honest with you. I do see him holding back. I'm also hearing that he's like confused right now with what he wants. So if you really notice that, today, let's say for an example, he could be like more himself, and the next day he could be off, he could be like acting more cold towards you. You've noticed that. And when it's like you're very intuitive too, by the way. So it's like when you're sitting back, you go into fear mode as well, which you have to let go, because when you go into fear mode, you're not seeing clarity, by the way. So when you really sit back and have more space and time to yourself, you're going to be able to feel somehow he is holding back. He isn't putting all of his cards on the table for you. And what I would personally do with him, Laura, is to sit down when you're calm, not when you're high emotion, and have that heart-to-heart talk with him. And just say, I just have some concerns right now of, where things are going, and I don't know if you're completely happy in the relationship, but I just want you to be really, really honest with me. It's really, really important to do that with him right now. Don't be very confrontational with him unless you have proof of anything. But he's just really confused right now. He's just really kind of uncertain as to what direction he wants to gravitate towards. He's not really happy with his work and his situation. So he's like, oh gosh, like what changes do I make? Like what direction do I go? What do I really want to do? So because he's got that on his mind as well, it can kind of throw him off and make him more moody. So I mean, if you've noticed with somebody, let's say, they could be, really happy and stuff, and then all of a sudden they're just kind of held back or a little bit more grumpy or a little bit more this and that, a lot of times it's because they have other stuff going on in their life. And it's easy for somebody to take out their anxiety or stress or worries onto somebody else, you know. But I'm literally hearing that you guys do need to have a talk with each other, because there has been some misunderstandings. And especially right now, we have, like, you're going to feel it now, right? Today's the 29th already. Can't believe that. You're going to especially feel, so you'll have to watch my new Cosmic Vibes video that just went out today, actually, for this week coming up, because we have as well the new moon coming in on December 1st, which is in Sagittarius, by the way. So you can have moments this coming week, expect the unexpected coming. So whenever there's like a new moon as well, there can be sudden endings. A new moon is more powerful than a full moon. So it's like this is the time to really set your intentions, the power of intention. When I manifest, I use the power of intentions to what? And even yesterday, the past couple of days, actually, I kept on hearing something that was on my vision board. That's a long-term goal, and that's all divine timing. And I kept on hearing that. And I'm like, oh, isn't that interesting? So, I just went to check my messages, and all of a sudden, out of the blue, here's this message about this. And I'm like, wow, it's on my bucket list. Right. And I'm like, wow, I'm really hearing 2025 is the year I'm supposed to be doing that. So when you're feeling that and seeing that and getting those signs, because you're using that power of manifestation and intention, anything can happen in seconds and come to you just like that, like an email, right? So with this new moon, you might have moments like that. You're going to be doing a lot more reflecting on that. You're going to be wanting a lot more meaning in your life, like spiritual meaning. It's like really be honest with yourself and start asking yourself, what is it that you want? Like, do you want to have a family? Do you want to get married? Do you want to create a business? Do you want to work on your health? Do you want to, whatever it is, start writing it down. Don't look at where things are right now. Start writing it down. It's like, okay, what do I want in 2025? Do I want to meet my person, or do I want to get married to my person? Do I want to create a business? Do I want to change my job? Do I want to move? Do I want to travel? Like whatever it is, right? You know what you want. So it's really important to start doing this right now. Really important, because your creativity is really going to start coming out too. So you got to be really careful, especially if you're Libra, Capricorn, Aries, Scorpio, or Cancer, by the way. Just be really careful and more mindful about what you're saying, about where your actions are. Use caution with making big decisions. Try to stay away from conflicts as best as you can. I mean, it can be hard with Mercury retrograde. There's miscommunications, things go missing, things, electronical, technical issues. So if you want to specifically send a message to somebody, make sure that you reread it before sending. Make sure you look at, okay, is that to the right person? Send it. And then even when you've sent it, go back into your sent folder and make sure it's sent. And if you are expecting a message from somebody, make sure you check your junk folder, spam folder, because Mercury retrograde has the tendency to making things disappear so quickly. I had sent something to my friend yesterday, and she's like, I didn't get that, Jenny. And I'm like, what? But I mean, I know because of Mercury retrograde. And, she sent me a message today. She goes, oh my God, I got it. I got it. It finally came up. And I'm like, yeah, right. So you guys got to be really extra careful right now. So that's why it's like when you need to have a talk, the talk with the person, your person, whoever it is, reflect back on certain things you're not happy with, let's say, or, concerns you have with them or a situation, and look at yourself first, right? It's like, okay, how did I contribute to that? Was I the wrong? Did I say something or behave something, that I regret or whatever, whatever, whatever? Look at that first. And then it could be like, wow, this isn't working out for me anymore for whatever reason. We all have limitations with relationships, no matter who it is, with a job, with whoever. And then we're like, no, I got to go on a different path right now. Or maybe it's like bringing up with your person, I have these concerns. When you're calm, when you're calm, when you're calm, not when you're like angry and upset, because that's not going to go anywhere. That's only going to cause issues, and people are going to block you, and people aren't going to talk to you, and people like whatever it is, right? So when you're being really honest, that's the only thing that matters. But whenever you try to bullshit somebody or lie to somebody, the karma goes against you. That works against you. So you have to be really, really careful. I'm talking about this with everybody in general as well. And especially with this new moon coming up. Like I'm saying, we have 2 new moons in December. We have the full moon in December. So things are going to shake up. Things are really, really, really going to start shaking up. Even mid-December, Gemini, December 15th. That's the full moon in Gemini. It's really important, you guys, too, by the way, to really work on your health. You might be like, wow, I'm feeling really sluggish, or maybe I need to change my diet, or maybe I need to, add in this, or maybe I need to take up an exercise routine, or maybe I should go to my doctor for a checkup. Anything really health connected, like medically connected and such like that. Don't ignore it. Don't ignore it. I had to book a doctor's appointment myself, and I'm like, you know what? I actually changed my appointment and moved it up sooner, a lot sooner, right? Because it's like take advantage of the energy right now, really work through it. And when you surrender and work through these situations and issues, things can get resolved, because for every problem there is a solution. Somebody in a negative mindset, oh, there's a problem and this is going to happen and that's going to happen. That's in a negative mindset. So when something's really important to you, it's like, okay, let's either resolve this situation right now. I have to let you go, sorry, or I have to leave my job, or have to leave my relationship because, many reasons or whatever. And no matter what I do or say, nobody listens, or this, or whatever it is, that's a little different, and then endings that resolves the situation. So this time right now with Mercury retrograde gives you that extra time to revamp things, reset things, reestablish, like take a look at certain projects that you were working on. I really need to tweak this, or I need to tweak that, or, whatever it is. Take advantage of energy times, but don't have any surgery on the new moons. If, sometimes we have to, I get that. However, if I have to have surgery when I had to have surgery not too long ago, I'm like, okay, what dates do you have available? As long as it's not on the new moon, right? So sometimes we have to have it on the new moon or full moon. It just happens that way, right? And there's a way to work around that. Michelle, thank you. I really need independence and my own income. The Reiki healer I will see in January is also an angel reader. No, that's really good. And it's really important to have your own independence, because when we have to sit back and depend on other people to do things for us, it's not going to get done, or some of it could be done. And you're like, what, so when you, like, I only really depend on myself. It's like if I'm not happy with something, I'll end it. That's it. And I'll move on and find somebody else or whatever. That's just myself. I'm very independent. So when you want to move into being more independent, you're going to find that you will stand in your own power. You will take your power back. When you allow other people to walk over you, when you allow other people to use you and take you for granted, they're just going to continue doing that. You know, and how many of you have been in relationships, let's say, where, you know, your person has said, you'll never make it without me, or I'm the one making the money, you have no say in this or that, or whatever, right? So this is the time, especially this week coming up, where you're going to be doing more soul reflection. You're going to be like, you know, I need to take some time for me. I need to take some space for me. You like wherever you guys are, you know, if you can get outside and get in nature. I mean, here I'm at here where I am, it's really cold and the roads are nothing but ice. It's don't get me started on that. So it's not like I'm going to be going out driving for a nature drive, no, or going out for walks when everything's all ice, no. You know, so there's certain things that we can do to shake off extra stress. You know, move your body around, you know, because whenever we're stuck, you're not going to see things more creatively wise. Whenever you kind of move your body around, you are letting go of things that are stuck and blocked, right? So how many of you guys have like seen, let's say you could eat something and you're like, oh my God, like now I feel bloated or my digestive system is off. And then once you start, you like, you know, moving around or exercising, you feel better, right? Because your body is moving things around and things move. It doesn't stay stuck. So every day, that's why I talk about it in my Cosmic Vibes video. Every day, wherever the planets are at, different parts of our body get affected. So I also tell you, okay, from, you know, December 1st to 3rd, let's say as an example, your liver is going to be affected. Your stomach could be affected. You know, you could have itchy skin that day. You know, maybe you're going to have like muscle pains. I give you guys details about what's coming up every day. And not only does this energy affect you, it affects your animals. There's more passings during the full moon and the new moon. I mean, passings, sudden deaths, all of these things could happen at any time, of course. However, how many of you guys have really, you know, like looked at social media and then all of a sudden you're like, wow, you know, I just saw, you know, like people's animals that have passed, or all of a sudden I'm seeing all these notifications where, you know, people's loved ones or their friends have passed on and so on. And it's really important to pay attention to, you know, your health, you know, how you're feeling. If you have that kind of, you know what, I should go to the doctor or I should get this checked, make sure you do that, because your soul is trying to give you signs, like pre-warning signs and stuff like that, right? So it's really important to listen to that and what you're really feeling about that. You know, I always say, never take anybody for granted. I used to work on call for many years at a hospice, and a hospice is where, you know, people are terminally ill and we could get a new patient in today and that person could pass away today. When there's a hospice, it's where people pass away. So every day I would see people passing away every day. And the hardest part about that is being there for their family and their loved ones and their friends, because you're watching them grieving, and it's very difficult, of course. So it's really important to show kindness and compassion towards other people, because you truly don't know what people are going through. You have to show compassion towards yourself. So, you know, and when you guys have these ideas coming through of, you know, I'd like to make these changes, whatever it is, Keep those ideas to yourself. Because when you start talking about, so let's say, you had coffee with your friend and you're like, I'm going to leave my job and I'm going to start my own business, or I'm going to, maybe go to this career or that. Your friends, let's say, or whoever it is that you're with, they could give you all of the negative reasons why you shouldn't. They could put that fear of God right into your head about something. And you could be like, your dreams are instantly shattered because of their negativity, their perception, their level of fear. And that could stop you instantaneously. Like I even was talking to a friend yesterday and about something, and goes, oh my God, don't do that. And I already knew he was going to say that. Because he does live, in the modality of fear himself, so whenever he said that, I just, yeah, okay, right. I didn't put him down, or I didn't say anything, because we all see things in our own level of perception and in our own way. So that's why it's like, when you have your dreams and such and ideas, keep it to yourself as well. There's more reasons than that I'm saying keep things to yourself. I'm working a lot of different projects, and I have different people that I'm going to be, like doing some research on to find that can help me do certain things and such myself, and whenever that time comes, I'll do that. Right. So start doing your research on, if you want to change careers, start looking at the positive aspects about it and the negative aspects about it, and just see where you're really pulled towards, what direction you want to go towards. So, Tanita, may I ask another question? Is Spirit saying anything about me finding a new job currently on contract? I keep literally hearing that money is really going to come your way in 2025, Tanita. I would also be really open to new opportunities. Like, you seriously, if you are, it depends what you want now. I'm hearing there's going to be a big opportunity coming to you where you're going to have to make a decision as to, oh, wow, it very well could be at a distance away from you as well. Like, they might be like, you know what, are you open to move? Because we're going to offer you this. So that is going to be a really good opportunity for you. I'm seeing you like new beginnings, new start, and as I'm saying, like that beach and the water, I'm seeing you like more money coming in, paying things off, saving money, and so on and so on and so on. And you really have to listen to your gut instinct. Like, even with this contract you're on, you know what I mean? Like, that can renew itself. Yeah, if you really want it. However, before you make a decision, watch your thoughts, by the way. If you really want to continue on and stay there, you can make that happen by your thoughts. However, I would also be open to see what's also coming your way, because I'm hearing more money. Like, I'm really hearing more money. You really got to believe in yourself. I keep hearing that. Girl, believe in yourself. Like, seriously, 2025 can be a really, really, like really good year for yourself. And, it's really important for you, is what I'm also hearing too. There's certain people around you, because I'm literally seeing a hand, like somebody's pushing them away. It's like, you need to let these people go. You need to let these guys go, because when we let go of certain of the wrong people, like the wrong people, the right people come in. That's why when we shut doors to the old doors, new doors open. Believe me, I've done it so many times. Daniel, the Libra. Will I be in a relationship with this person? What person? The person that I'm hearing that you're going to be in a relationship with might not be the person that you're thinking of, by the way, Danny or Daniel. Like, honestly, I'm literally hearing somebody new is coming in your way. And if there's somebody that you're with right now that things are kind of, I don't know, it's really bumpy, I don't know what's going to happen. That's not your person. That's not your person, by the way. So if that's the person you're asking about, no, there's no changes with them. They're very, um, they don't know what they want, is what I'm hearing. If it's this current person, they have a lot of wounding, inner child wounding that they're still struggling with. They get triggered very easy. So they start shutting down and then they go the opposite direction and you're like what just happened? So someone knew someone knew that's going to be coming in. You're going to know it, by the way. They're going to make it known that they're interested in you. And there is going to be marriage opportunity with this new person coming in or a really long-term commitment. So I hope that kind of gave you some clarity there, right? So, and also being a Libra, if you just tuned in, Daniel, use caution. Just use really caution with conflicts and so on and so on. Right now, it's really, really important. Mercury retrograde can take a little misunderstanding and turn it into something huge. It really can. That's another one of the downfalls with Mercury retrograde, by the way. If someone or something is really important, it can be worked through no matter what. Problems can resolve itself. There's ways. It's like, okay, what's not working here? Okay, well, let's fix it. Let's fix it. Let's work on this. Let's fix it. And if it's not fixable, then move on. Simple. Simple. So it's really important to do that. So how many of you guys are subscribed to my channel? Like, hit that subscribe button down there in the corner, because you'll get weekly, like notifications whenever there's like free readings coming up that I'm offering and providing. There is, like my Cosmic Vibes series and so on. Follow me on Instagram, Jeni Ji Cousins. I'm going to be doing, like my prediction video sometime in December when I go into a deep trance, get messages coming in from the spirit world, and that very well could go up in December or early January. We don't know. I leave it up to spirit when I go into a trance and get messages coming through. I never know when. So if you guys would like to book a reading, go to my website, soulworkwithjeni.com. Book a reading with me and I will give you a lot more specifics, a very specific, detailed reading just for you. Because I do hold back, of course, with certain things, because we are right here, about, live here. So, follow me here, right here on my channel. There will be announcements made. You can follow me on Instagram, Jeni Ji Cousins. You can see what different shows I'm on or getting interviewed on. All of that information will be there for you to follow as well. And then you'll be able to stay in tune. But watch the Cosmic Vibes videos. Some people go back and they'll rewatch it again and be like, oh my God, that's exactly what happened. That's it. Like, oh my gosh, I tell it how I see it, what messages I'm getting coming through for every day from spirit. That's what happens every day. So make sure you subscribe. I'm just saying, subscribe to the channel. And then I will let you know when I'm going to be doing live readings on YouTube, if it's on another show and so on. The information will be provided for you guys, but you have to subscribe to my channel to be able to get these notifications, or, like catch them on Instagram. I'm all over, by the way, and I'm working on some other projects as well. And whenever those are complete, I'll have, somebody put it up for you as well. So you can take a look at that. So make sure you guys, what are you going to be doing right now? Setting your intentions, starting a vision board, making some goals, small goals and large goals. Be very specific. Doesn't matter. Don't worry about when and how. You start writing things down. you are going to be able to start manifesting that, because spirit, universe, will start jumping in, and they're going to be like, oh, okay, they physically want to start manifesting that. So we're going to create that to happen. But they're not going to know what you truly want if you keep it instilled in your mind, because your mind is all over the place. The mind can go from one extreme to the next. You know, I'll be live again here on YouTube on my channel at the end of the month, sometime in December as well. You know, other locations as too. You know, it will be posted on social media too. So I want to thank all of you guys for tuning in and catching me live here on YouTube. And make some comments, like my channel as well on the videos. Let me know where you guys are at, what's going on, and so on, because I do get back and answer you too. Book reading, soulworkwithjeni.com, and I will catch you guys again. So thanks for tuning in. Namaste.